Today I want to discuss a topic that's extremely relevant, and it relates to sex, but specifically about polygamy. What did Prabhupada say about it? What does Shastra say about it? And how do we apply it today? It's a very interesting topic, and it actually is relevant because it explains our whole philosophy in regards to sex. So Prabhupada explained that polygamy, at least according to Manu Samhita and in Vedic times, was allowed because there were more women than men, and women need protection. They need to be married. And so one man, if he could provide, would marry more than one wife. And within that culture, it worked out to one degree or another. We don't know details, but it did work fairly well as far as we understand. Islam also allows this. And in the beginning of the movement, Prabhupada, for the same reason, said that yes, it's a good idea. We have many women, and they all need to be married. Also, Prabhupada explained that a man's sexual appetite is very large, and often he's not satisfied with one woman. So by having more than one wife, he satisfies his sexual appetite. There was a point, just a few years after Prabhupada explained this, that Prabhupada said, number one, it's not legal, and more specifically, we're trying to reduce our sexual attractions, our sexual attachments. So he said, why should we allow a man to have more than one wife if the whole point is that we're trying to reduce our sexual attachments? So he said no. It's not allowed, plus it's illegal, so we can't do it. So what do we understand from this? Well, I think the main point Prabhupada's making is that when you come to Krishna consciousness, the idea is to reduce the material fever, and the central point of the material fever is sex desire. And so Prabhupada many times said the more you progress, the more you lose interest in sex, so the more you become detached from sex. And that's how you understand how you're doing spiritually, how you're becoming detached, especially from sexual desire. So how do we apply that? How do we understand that within the context of our daily lives? Well, within the context of our daily lives, we're trying to live in a monogamous relationship if we're married, or be chaste if we're not married. And we're trying to minimize the effects that this sex-crazed culture has on us. And we're trying to become more detached from the body. Because the more attached we are to the body, the more we want the body to look good, and then the more we interact with the opposite sex in trying to attract them. So we're trying to become free from all that. And as you well know, society today is so crazy about sex. It dominates the social scene, dominates the media, dominates advertising, dominates high schools, dominates college. It's just been let loose. So the whole idea of Vedic culture is to restrain it, control it. So even polygamy was there to restrain it. And so tomorrow I want to talk about prostitution and how that relates to this point. And these are all very interesting points because it helps us better understand the context of Vedic culture and how it is trying to preserve the chastity of men and women, which then guarantees more or less the stability of society. Hare Krishna. If you like this video, you can subscribe below. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you share this video with others, if you comment on it, if you like it, do whatever you have to click to share it, because I think a lot of devotees would appreciate getting these videos. I try to take our philosophy and put it in a practical way so we know how to apply it in daily activity. And this is one of the services I do, and I want to reach as many devotees as possible. If you can help me, I'd appreciate it so much. Thank you.